from Cutie Club. Okay. Again, this is a thing for subscribers. So if you're a subscriber, you can join this and you can get your replay reviewed. Okay, so PVZ, Dimsum, thank you for gifting sub to Simg, 2 months, much appreciated. Okay, so PVZ, let's see what Okarun does and how we can help him. Dimsum offering subs like a mad lad. Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me just take a look at something. Okay, never mind. Okay. This chrono boost is way too late. This chrono boost should have been done the moment that the pylon is done, so you have more supply, then you chrono boost instantly. It's just a little loss. Second mistake. You are not supposed to take the probes off of minerals to put them in gas. Once you have 16 on the minerals, you rally the next one probe on the gas, and then 18th probe, I think, goes onto the natural and makes the nexus. And then you rally back the nexus into the gas until you have 3-3 on each geyser. The point is, keep 16 probes on your minerals at all times. Okay, see, that's the problem. Your nexus is way too late. This build can be optimized quite a bit better. So if you did this the right way, this would have been a nexus, obviously. Now you throw down the cyber core here. You continue your probe production, then you make the second gas, you keep making probes, make the second pylon, and that's it. Okay. Let's move on. So he's basically getting to the same point like everyone, just not as well executed, I guess. Second gateway, I'm guessing you're rushing this because you want to wall off. You should just wall off with your cyber core, and then you don't need this gateway. That's pretty useless. The moment your cyber core finishes, try to chrono boost the adept center across the map. Try to scout a little bit, see what the Zerg is doing. And this is the problem with build being optimized or not optimized. So you can see that he has 19 probes, 18-19 probes for quite a bit on minerals, which is obviously oversaturation. And if he did the build the way I mentioned it, he would have already gas mining and there would be no oversaturation going around. Okay. So this first adept, the reason why you want to send it across the map is you want to see what the Zerg is doing. So this probe, it got you some scouting. Let's see, you saw the third. Oh, you didn't see the third. That's something you should definitely try and confirm. But you see all these links. So it's very safe to send the adept across the map because the Zerg cannot have link speed at this point. So you can just send the adept, shade in, right, like right here, shade out, get some scouting, see if he has like a baning nest or a roach warren or something else. And yeah, then you can just shade out and go home. And if you see an all-in, because what would happen is, without this, let's say he goes for a Baneling Nest, you had no idea and you can just straight up die. But if you have the shade across the map, you would see these extra 4 links pop in, so you might be like, okay, there's a chance he might Baneling Nest and kill me straight up. That's quite a few links. I mean, on this map, that's kind of useless. These chrono boosts are unnecessary. Because right now you're doing blind chrono boosts. You have no idea if he's actually all-inning or not. So you should be chrono boosting your probes to get your probe count up. Double forge? Oh no, 1 forge, my bad. Okay, you're going to Robo. What is this for? You're playing a Zerg. If anything, you should put it here. Because Zergs can't do the super fast overlord drops. So it's unnecessary. Okay, let's see. So one thing I'm going to suggest to you first is, I'm not gonna go through the exact build order that you should be executing, but take a good look at one of the pro Protoss players like Showtime, Neeb, any Korean Protoss player, and look at the way that they're making probes and they're doing their early build order execution, because you can optimize your build quite a bit better, which can kind of help you in the long run. Another thing, you need a better build order. This build order is a little bit all over the place. Robo is like a non-existent build in PvZ these days. It doesn't provide you anything. It doesn't provide you with scouting. Yeah, you can make an observer, but it arrives too late. It doesn't really provide you any harassment options. You can go War Prism, but it's not the greatest. So if you have to pick Twilight, Stargate, or Robo, Robo is probably the worst out of the three by far. And you should probably look into some Twilight openings or Stargate openings and kind of going from there. Since I see you made a lot of Adepts, you can maybe check out one of the Twilight openings with Adept Claves and just kind of go with that. Because at this point, like, look in this game, you're already like kind of dead. You're so far behind. You're 43 probes, 61 drones. He is already fully saturated. He has Hydrogen, he has Infestation Pit. He can do anything from here on out, but you're very stuck on your side of the map. You don't have any unit upgrades. Yeah, you have +1, but I mean, Charge, Blink, and Resonant Glaives. Your army is very immobile, so by the time you get to his map, you can actually just, with this economy, just make enough units to defend you. Which is kind of why you want to put pressure on the Zerg a little bit earlier. Some link drops. Okay. I guess the shield battery worked out. Wait, why did you go back? I'm pretty sure you could have killed him here. If you just attacked, like, here what you should have done is shaded the Adept into the main base and just kept fighting. Your two Immortals are gonna chew through the roaches completely. Like here, if you just kept fighting, you win the fight, easy. Because this guy is floating so much money. But while you run away, he picks up one of your Immortals. Manages to run away. Yeah, you could have won the game there, straight up. Is this a winning replay? Yeah, with the Ultras. How many? 3 Immortals? 5 Immortals. Okay, that was a fight you should have definitely won. Okay, so I'm gonna touch upon a couple of things now. First things first. You're going for Adepts, but you're not really utilizing the shade. That fight over there earlier, if you shaded into his main base, considering you killed the drones in third, you could have just killed all the drones in the main, shaded to the natural, killed all there, while still warping and kind of pushing through. Now, your main issue is the build order, and again, your micro and macro not perfect, but this is what you should be focusing on. Get a proper ass build order. If you like to do these kind of pushes, which I'm guessing you're used to, don't go Stargate. You can adjust your build and go Twilight Council first, like, you know, Gateway, Expand, Cybercore, Chrono Boost Adept. Keep making Adepts, go Twilight, get Resonant Enclaves, and get like 3 more Gateways, so you can have a total of 4. So what you want to do is do like 2 Warpin rounds with Adepts, and then with 8, 9, 10 Adepts, however many you have, you push across the map, you shade, and what you're going to try to do is shade from like here in the main base to the 3rd, try to kill some units, and just practice doing that as much as you can and work on your shade micro. Now, after that, as you're pushing out, that's when you want to get your 3rd base. Your 3rd base right now is kind of a waste because you didn't really get a lot of income from it. Like, if you made the 3rd base this way that I'm talking about, your economy would have been way, way better, and you can actually maybe even defend this attack and deflect it. But because your 3rd was so late, you know, the first push that you did, you can do the same thing. It would hit way earlier with only Adepts, and the Immortals don't really add that much because if you end up getting your army killed, you can't really retreat with the Immortals. But after getting your 3rd, get Forge, get Robo, start +1 weapons, start Charge, produce Immortals, get even a 2nd Robo if you want. And then you can do that big push that you just did now, except everything would arrive a lot earlier or a lot stronger, and you would just have more and more units. So work on Adapt Shading, get a ProPress build order, and make sure to scout with the first shade as well to know what you're doing. Also this shield batteries, no. They're a waste of minerals, especially if you do them every game. They're not going to help you in the long run. Okay, that was it for game number 1. Game number 2. This is the appropriate emote to use in the chat. Check this out. Okay. That's going to, if this is a win, I'm gonna cry. If this is a win, I will be crying on the stream. 2 seasons. Why? Why is this why is this on Ascension to higher? Okay. Okay, let's go anyway. Let's analyze this replay from a year and a half ago. I'm joking. It's a custom game, probably recent. I just find it funny that it's on Ascension 2 higher. Don't hate me. Oh, Ibra is playing Protoss Terran. Okay. Let's see. Let's go from the beginning. Sorry, this game got me hot and bothered, and another mistake. Another mistake from another player from another race. People, right there in the chat. The only race that pulls its workers to mine gas the moment gas is done is Terran. If you're a Zerg, keep your drones on the minerals, 16, always. And as the drones come out, you rally them into the gas geyser. Because you need your goddamn minerals. They're like vitamins. You need your vitamins. You gotta take them. So you lost about 50-ish minerals there because you got the gas first. But in return, you're gonna get a 10-second faster speed link, which you don't really need or care about, right? So don't lose your minerals, kids. Minerals and vitamins, that's what it's all about. Okay, now you want to stop mining this gas the moment you get 100, so you can get a link speed. And in order for those 3 extra drones to give you enough income so you can grab a fast 3rd base. Okay, my suggestion is make 4 links. I've seen some people go 2, some 4, some 6. My suggestion is go 4 links against Terran. Because if they micro the Reaper well, you might lose your initial 2 links, and then it might be all kind of weird, and yeah. Let's see what you go for next. Okay, you go for Overlord speed. Now, this is not necessarily wrong. This is something that some people like to do. So if you like getting the Overlord speed to scout, I mean, more power to you. That's fine. Now, one thing that I don't like is the fact that you're still mining gas. And two, that you're not producing extra queens. So while you were, the moment the first queen comes out, start getting the second queen. You want to have a couple of extra queens for the creep spread, and also they will help you with your defense. So see, now you don't have a queen on your third, and your creep spread is poopy. Poopy doopy. Okay, so you scouted him with an Overlord. You've seen it's a 2-1-1 build. So you should know that the medevacs are about to be produced, because this is a classic 2-1-1 and you're going to be pushed soon. Now, because you get the speed Overlord, make sure you don't make the units too quick. So right now, you made all these units, that's great, but they're made at the wrong time. You could have snuck out another 15 drones, 12-15 drones, like do a full round, and then you could have made a full round of links and you would have been fine. Because look, let's look at this together, because we're a team. The lobby host team. We're the lobby buddies. Look at this. Right now you got 14 links. It's 4:16. We're gonna check when he attacks you. $5:19. For a full minute, those links didn't do anything, and he didn't even move out yet. He's just chilling. So all these units, that could have been fully saturated, natural, with gases, saturated third, Evo chambers for upgrades, and now you start producing units. Again, you have to remember, you can just get a secondary scout considering you do have those speed Overlords. Okay, he doesn't even seem to want to attack, but still, the same rule applies. Okay. See, so it's the same thing with the replay we had earlier with the Protoss. So what you did is you got to the point where you need to go, but you got it in the wrong order, which is why your economy is suffering and just your gameplay in general is suffering. I mean, yeah, you're floating a bunch of minerals, but you could be floating even more. Okay, double Evo chamber needs to be way quicker. Like, way quicker. You should already have upgrades going after 5 minutes. Not exactly at 5, depending on what kind of build order he's doing. If he's doing fast Hellbats or 2-on-1. But your upgrades should be on the way already. These are very late upgrades. And this is a very quick layer that you didn't really need. I know some people like to get quick layer because you get a bailing speed. It's not worth it. You should be getting upgrades first instead. Okay, let's look. So you can see your bases are still not saturated. Make sure to have full saturation on each base properly. So for example, your natural only has 3 drones on it mining. The third has 10, and then this one has 20. So make sure your main is first saturated to 16 on minerals, then the natural, then the third, and then whatever is left, you go on the fourth. That way you can keep track a lot easier how many drones are mining, how many drones you have. Another good tip, this applies mostly to the Zerg players, because for Terrans and Protosses it's easier to keep track of your worker count. You can mouse over on the top here at your soup, and you can see you have 65 drones right now. You want to stop around 70. You don't need more than that as a Zerg in ZVP and ZVT. So get those extra queens. You definitely need extra queens for creep spread. Creep spread is very poopy right now. And creep spread is extremely important in ZVT. Not really important in ZVP. You can like have 2-3 creep tumors go. But in ZVT, creep in general is extremely important. Double scan, Ibra, very nice. I loved it. On the same place as well. Just make sure you get all the scanning done. Nothing can sneak by you. Very good, very good. See these upgrades? He's already at 1-1, right? Yeah, he's already 1-1. Also, this is a no-no. +1 melee, +1 missile is a no-no. You need to, if you go this playstyle, Ling Hydra Baneling, which is the most common one, I guess. You want to be going for melee upgrades and armor upgrades. Armor upgrades are super, super important to get in ZVT because of the Marines shooting quick. So you basically reduce a lot of DPS from the Marines when they shoot at your units when you have the armor upgrades. You don't really need to get Zerg missile attacks unless you're 3-3 already with the melee upgrades. Because Hydras don't really scale too well with the attack upgrades, and you're basically the army that does damage is Link Bane, and Hydras are just there to kind of support and kill off the flying units. They're not your main DPS army. They're more of a support units, I guess. Because without armor, you're gonna get wrecked straight up. Okay, let's speed through. This is pretty much what I've had to say up until this point. The same thing applies, like more creep spread. When you see Terran be passive and just not attack, just go straight up to Hive, get Brood Lords, get Ultras, whatever. And not bash your head like this into his faces. This might be very, very costly. Fighting off creep is very rough. Like here. You don't really get much done. You killed like 2 tanks, maybe a couple of SCVs. Yikes. But definitely not worth it. If you actually just save those units, went Ultras, then got some Ultras, did that, and then remaxed with Ultras and Links, that's how you win the game. You don't win the game like this, unless the Terran messes up. So this shouldn't be your, in general, game plan. Triple Evo Chamber is a big no-no. Again, forget about missile upgrades. Go stick with 1-1 for melee and carapace. Ibra is very passive. Okay, so let's see what happens from here. 8 Vipers, that's a lot of Vipers. My suggestion to you is when you see a Terran camp like this, especially with siege tanks, just go Broodlords and some Infestors, because obviously the way to counter siege tanks are the Broodlords, and that way you kind of completely remove the siege tanks from the equation, because he's not going to want to have his siege tanks sieged up. Now, Terran late game is complete trash with the removal of the Raven, or, well, reducing the damage of the Raven, which is the same thing. So you should be very, very happy kind of going into the late game and getting the game as long as you can. And yeah. As a Zerg, make sure to get your watchtowers. Don't have the Terran control them. So from here on out, at this point, if you didn't do that attack earlier, you could have already had a remaxed army that was a lot stronger, whether it's Ultra or Broodlords. But you're kind of fighting with still the same army with some Vipers against very high-tech Terran units that are way better upgraded. You're 1-2. And he is, what, 3-3? Yeah, he's 3-3 with +3 weapon upgrades on mech. So you're very, very far behind on the tech side. Now you could do some nice moves with his Vipers, like pull his tanks, but your army is kind of one punch thing with this many Banings and Lings, so you can't really do that thing against mech, for example, where you're like pull units, kill them, pull units, kill them. you're kind of trying to overwhelm the Terran, which this army is not going to do it at this point. Okay, some nice yoinks. When Terran is sieged up this well, this is what you should do, what you're doing now. Just rotate around. Don't slam your head into it. Always go Vipers first, because they will give you more vision considering they're air units. This is a mistake. You have Vipers, so just use them. Run in first, Blinding Cloud here, yoink this one, and then you get in without actually losing a lot of units. Yeah, this is overdoing it a little bit. Triple Blinding Cloud for 3 tanks is not worth it. I mean, you do have a lot of Vipers, so it's fine. But if you had like 3 Vipers, this would be quite a big mistake. Okay. That was a good attack. Hashtag Ibra Micro in the chat. Okay, now the Ultras. Still not 3-3 upgrades. That's something you really... I know I've said it, but that's something you really gotta focus on. Upgrades. Upgrades, upgrades. Very, very important. See, now you're in a way better position. I'm beyond, by the way, yeah. Now you're in a way better position. So from here on out, you cannot let Terran come back, quote-unquote, into the game. You cannot let him get expanse everywhere. The Zerg is the strongest when they remax, when they trade with Terran and remax. So this is what you should be doing. Send a unit here, make sure he doesn't take that base. Send a unit here, send a unit here. And whenever Terran tries to take that base, you can just slam into him with Ultras, Lings, and Banes while abducting or blinding clouding the units or whatever else. And after that, by looking at his army, let's say you attack now and you see 0 Vikings, like he has 0 Vikings. That's when you just remax into Broodlords. You gotta use your vision. You gotta use your eyes. That's why you have them to look, right? So, but if you saw that, let's say you trade out, but he has like 20 Vikings remain, don't go Broodlords. Like you're kind of, you know, making units that he can counter. What I would suggest in that case is just remax and Ultras again. You want him to have units against your units that counter his. So right now, remaxing with Ultras was not necessarily a bad choice, but Corruptor Broodlord, sorry, would have been better because of high siege tank count. He has Liberators, which are useless against Corruptor Broodlord. He has no Ghosts, no Ravens, nothing. He would have just straight up died. Like right now, all these Corruptors, you can just make them into Broodlords, and you can't really do much about it. See, this is a mistake. This was good, killing this base. If you attack here, that's a huge mistake. You don't need to attack. He is on 3 base. No need at all. Just go back, rotate to the middle, so you have access to every expansion easy, and then do the thing I told you. Put a unit here, put a unit here, put a unit here, and when he tries to expand, that's when you bomb rush him and you kill everything he has. Okay, you're peeing on Ibra over here. Okay, nice rotation. Again, I don't like if you commit here. I would like to see these Lings just go into the main or try to go into the main, but he has units here, so it's not going to work. But that's not a big investment, and it's quite annoying for Terran. But if you commit here, that's it's a risky move. Let's just go with that. Yoink. Yoink. And now just run. You got 2 tanks for some Lings. There we go. Just run. Good job. Blinding Cloud, Blinding Cloud. Blinding Cloud, Blinding Cloud, Blinding Cloud, Blinding Cloud. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Very nice, very nice. See, these corruptors, look how useless they are. They're not doing anything. Yeah, they shot at some liberators, but you can yoink the liberators. Broodlords. Broodlords would be so freaking good against this army. Again, blinding clouds and corruptors are just like, yeah, they're killing medevacs, I guess, that's cool. But the supply is very deceiving. It's almost even, but you have so much dead supply in these corruptors. How did you lose this game? Oh, you're running out of money actually as well. Oh, you're not mining at all. Well, that's a yikes. Oh, this is the problem. Okay, your income is very, very bad right now. When you play Zerg, I mean, this counts for every race. Every once in a while, make sure to go back and check your main, check your natural, and transfer the workers. Because right now, you're not mining anywhere. Like, this is... There's so many... There's 17 workers here. Look how many there are here, off of 2 tiny mineral patches. One good thing to do when you're ahead... Let's say you take this base, just make like 6 spine crawlers in 1 spore. And just remake those drones that you used for static defense. Because right now you're expanding everywhere, and that's cool, but you're not mining anywhere. That's not cool. Still, look at this. A lot of drones. A lot of drones. You have to make sure your economy goes up. Especially if you want to play this kind of play style where you kind of like trade with the Terran and then remax. Your economy has to constantly be going. It cannot stop at any point because you can lose the game. Because what you're doing is you're not trying to fight the efficient war, you're trying to out economy the Terran. And you were doing that, and then you stopped. So this is the problem. You took better fights, but you didn't continue your economy. You eliminated a lot of his bases, but you can see now he's lifting main, he's lifting natural. And if you look at the game, he's half mining from this base, fully mining from this. He's going to be mining from this base, and you're suddenly in the same economy. Which is no bueno. And these corruptors are still not broodlords, which is no bueno. So try to work on those things and definitely kind of focus more on seeing what units the opponent has, and try to balance. Basically, do I want ultras or do I want broodlords? Alright, not sure. Okay, well. Yeah, not sure about that engagement, but the other engagements were pretty good. See, this attack, even though you kind of bamboozled it completely, you kind of messed up really bad. But it would have still been a fine attack because you did kill some workers, you killed a base, if you had your economy up, which you don't. So by not having the economy up, you're just straight up dead because you cannot remax. And that is it. That is the game. Give some love to the broodlords and give some love to the infestors as well, which are very, very good. GG. G to the freaking G. Also, these units have been here since like 10th minute in the game, I think. And also more creep spread. That's it. We did it. We completed the challenge. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and make sure to check out one of my previous videos. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a very nice day, and I'll see you guys next time.